And omissions and commissions. Commissions were already there. Then there is the other aspect is of omission. I didn't know, it happened. Who's to blame? And the rule of law is supreme. That is no longer there. The constitution and the rule of law was to be supreme over everyone. It has become discretionary on the government, where it applies it, where it doesn't apply. And these things, whether it happens through the forums like where we are sitting and the people thinking and bringing it out, or it happens through the role of judiciary, or the National Green Tribunal, or the Assembly. Assembly was to be the fount of all the powers and all the decision making and law making in a democratic setup. But sadly, the Legislative Assembly has relegated itself. It has fallen lower in that. And the governments no longer act as trustees of the people. Well, they rule as masters.
I believe you have a presentation to me, a small presentation where you want to explain this whole issue in a nutshell. Yeah.
Out of, I welcome all of you to this. I basically welcome all the change champions of Goa to this August gathering on this auspicious occasion of the 50th year of the opinion poll. And out of respect to this distinguished panel, I'll do my presentation standing up. So we are all unanimous that there's a huge trust deficit between the citizen and governments, not only in Goa, but in most of the states in our country, and even it's become a global phenomenon now. But the issue is, how do we restore this faith in our government? Next. The root cause of it is corruption. Corruption at every level of government. Next. Another thing in specific to Goa, and maybe even in the central government, is basically there's been a series of U-turns on policies and promises made by this government. The very promises that brought this government to power, there's been U-turns on virtually every issue. Like Prajal, I too actively worked to bring this government to power the last time, actively. Okay, even in 2014, I was a little disillusioned, but I still supported these people. But now, enough is enough. Next. Another reason is that we, the people, bring belief. I think it's a hangover. Some people say it's the colonial Raj hangover, but I think it goes right from the days of the Rajas, that we believe in dynasties instead of democracies. Next. In this age of Facebook, okay, we focus more, we the people focus more on faces instead of issues. We need not to build just leaders, but sustainable collective leadership. All of us have got leadership qualities, and collectively we have to have a mechanism where we can build consensus and deliver governance. Next. The most effective leaders are those who can induce followers to transcend their self-interest for the sake of a higher purpose. And that is one of the main problems. Okay, we have become so obsessed with self-interest that we have just not transcended that into community interest. Next. The other problem is many of our decisions are so short-sighted, and it is based on vote bank politics. Next. Also, during elections, or especially build up to elections, okay, we, instead of focusing on real bread and butter issues, the cultural issues, we get into non-issues like religion, caste, and again, another thing of vote bank politics. Next. This is a famous saying from Khrushchev. Politicians are the same all over. It's not only in Goa. It's all over the world they are same. They promise to build a bridge even if there is no river. Obviously, it's the promise, and it's also in Goa especially, it's kickbacks also. Next. Now, this guy, Ronald Reagan, he said, government is not a solution to our problems. The government is the problem. Next. Is it only the government which is the problem? I think democracy itself is at risk. Whether it is the press, whether it is our judiciary, and whether it is besides the government. Next. Are we really free? Okay, so this quote says it all. Next. Or is society itself driven by self-interest? So basically, all the politicians, why are they not empowering you with education? Because the secret lies in keeping you ignorant. Because the moment you are educated, you'll fight them. Next. We keep on blaming politicians. But are politicians to be blamed? Or society itself is driven by self-interest? What's it there for me? I think that's the primary question which comes to mind to most people. Next. So, self-interest today has established itself so much that our value systems, laws, community interest, everything is sidelined. Okay? And self-interest itself drives all our decisions. Next. As we mature politically, okay, or as individuals, or as a community, we have to move from the self to the family, to the community, to the country, to the world, and then to the universe. This is called evolution. Okay? But somehow, especially this generation, is trapped in that self. So self-interest is become prime driver. We have not transcended the self. Next. This is a guy called Father Eloy. He said, depend on politician and you'll be poor. Use the politician and you'll be rich. And that is exactly how lobbying works, whether it's in America or in India. Next. Trust is a two-way street. Okay? The trust of the people in the leaders reflects the confidence of the leaders in the people. And it's the other way around as well. Next. This is the trust matrix. It's about ethics. It's about communication. It's about respect. It's about openness. It's about competence. Next. This is the matrix for good governance. Okay, it's accountable, it's transparent, it's responsive to the citizens' needs and all that. Next. This is the key word for efficiency it's smart governance. SMART stands for simple and specific procedures and processes in government. These processes have to be measurable. Whoever runs these processes, whether it's a politician or bureaucrat, has to be accountable to the people. The process has to be responsive to the citizens' needs, that's the R, and the T is transparency through technology-driven systems. Okay, so this is the key to good governance. And today we have the technology, and with technology we can establish transparency, and that is where the fountainhead of change starts. Next. The other thing is all our policies are reactive and short term. When you make policies, they're always long term. And based on the feedback, how the policy works, it is fine tuned. Policies don't change with change of government. So this is also why people lose faith, because suddenly I come and do an investment here and the policy has changed. Okay, sometimes due to public pressure or whatever, but policy has to be. Before coming out with a policy, debate, fight, or do whatever. But once it is published, you give it limited time and do a fine tuning of it. Next. This is the general grassroots planning process, which we tried in the regional plan, but last 6 years, it's still gathering dust. Next. Today, unlike before, when democracy evolved, you needed representatives, okay? But today, with technology, okay, almost in a few years, every Indian is going to have a smartphone. You can have participative democracy. The professor was talking about having referendums. On virtually every issue you can have. But the choices we make should not be influenced only by politics. They should be informed choices. We have to study the issues, and political leaders, NGOs have to educate people on the real issues, because sometimes we take decisions based on emotion itself. Okay, so they have to be informed choices. Next. What are the ingredients for future recovery of this trust deficit? Communicating the problem. So you are you communicate and educate the public of the problem, okay, and they will understand you. A trustworthy free market economy, okay. By free market, it doesn't mean only a crony capitalist market. Informed leadership, informed leaders, hip and so they are well-educated people who can take decisions. Insistence on responsible politicians. If they don't deliver, okay, they are out. Not after 5 years. We get out their house and keep them in their house. Okay. A new national purpose and character. So we have to change starts with us, okay, and that is where, because it is not now every 5 years, it's every day. We judge our politician, our bureaucrat, and our systems. Every day is the feedback loop. I'm sure we can do this. And let me close with this. We have to be the change we want to see in the world. These are Mahatma Gandhi's famous words. And don't just blame the politician. Change starts with me. So as long as we are on our toes, we can see sustainable change and become the change. The people here are the change champions. As soon as you go out, get 5 people involved in it.
Thanks a lot for such a brilliant presentation. Now, before moving to Ramakant Bhai Khalap, I'd just like to make one observation on this, and the point from where he ended. As a journalist, what I have observed, there are 3 layers of public discourse in Goa. One is obviously the political or the government. The second is the opinion-making class or the activists and the NGOs. And third major layer